Jam is confirmed as prosecution witness #1. Today at the federal courthouse following Lil Durk's hearing, it was revealed that prosecution witness #1 is OTF Jam, who is one of the most talked about alleged cooperators connected to the case, and not just because he's snitching on Lil Durk, but because he is allegedly, and it's about to be confirmed, a whole hitman.
Yeah, what's shaking, everybody? Tell a friend, that is some again, J King, the one, J King, back with another crazy video. So we got Lil Durk. I've been saying this from the very beginning, man. That dude is cooked, man. That dude, yo, you can't be out here catching bodies. There's no statute of limitations. So whether they got him last year, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, they never gonna stop looking for you, man. Then you behind, and you got multiple things you involved with, allegedly. One of his, and then you think all these dudes that you got slide for you putting in work with these dudes, you think all of these dudes is gonna keep it solid, man? Yo, man, you just stick to getting your money, making music. Just do your thing, brother. You know, well, I guess it's too late now. Well, hopefully not, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't looking too good. I haven't watched this video yet, so this is a blind reaction. I'm not gonna hold you up any longer, so without further ado, let's get to the crazy.
Oh, y'all thought things couldn't get any worse? Prosecutors claim OTF Jam will testify that Lil Durk took him to the bathroom and told him to stop committing so many murders. OTF Jam is confirmed as prosecution witness #1. Today at the federal courthouse following Lil Durk's hearing, it was revealed that prosecution witness...
I'm gonna let him rock. Why they got Lil Durk looking like he all like spaced out, like he just popped a couple pills or something like that, man? Damn, look at your shit like about to bust out his face. Look at this. Yo, you looking crazy. Look, if you walking around this high, looking like this, you ain't supposed to be letting people just take pictures of you, bro. But maybe he didn't even know. I don't know. Damn, so yo, he looks crazy in this picture. Look at us.
Jam is confirmed as prosecution witness #1. Today at the federal courthouse following Lil Durk's hearing, it was revealed that prosecution witness #1 is OTF Jam, who is one of the most talked about alleged cooperators connected to the case, and not just because he's snitching on Lil Durk, but because he is allegedly, and it's about to be confirmed, a whole hitman in these Chicago streets.
Sound like a Sammy the Bull and John Gotti type of situation so far. Let's see.
So I'm here at the federal courthouse after the Lil Durk hearing, and we just had some very, very interesting information about, you know, possibly the most well-known alleged cooperator in this case, OTF Jam. Now, there was a crazy back and forth where they brought up a bunch of things about Jam. They said that the song Back Again was going to be used, and I'm not going to lie, I was happy to hear that because that's like one of my favorite songs.
Facts. Before I let him finish, let's see why Back Again would be used. Blast his ass. I don't even ask when it comes to cash, they catch him, blast his ass. Jam, get out there, Jam, I gave him 50, ain't gotta ask again. He was catching murders way back then, that's when the max was in. Let's break this down, right? Now, allegedly, blast his ass. I don't even ask when it comes to cash, they catch him, blast his ass. This is supposed to be in reference to none other than FBG Cash, who was very close with FBG Duck and all of the guys associated with that side. Cash was one of the last to die. One of the last things he did was take a picture at King Von's mural right outside of O Block.
I remember this.
Putting on Instagram, whole world witness your main sniper get his shit splack.
Yo, I don't understand this obsession with people disrespecting it. Like, yo, when you're like, if your ops they no longer here, yo, just they not here. Move on. Like, I don't get this. I don't agree with this. I didn't agree with it when he did it. But you know, and unfortunately, unfortunately, he met his demise as well. I don't believe in any of that disrespecting of the dead, for real.
And I mean, let him live. Let
him rest.
Cash got killed. And
it's rest in peace for a reason.
There, stiff as shit. It's just a recurring event. Someone mocks the dead and then joins them. Damn, so allegedly, this was about Cash. I don't even ask when it comes to Cash. They catch him, blast his ass. And how I would break that down is, It's not even a question. If you see him, kill him. Jam.
Self-snitching. I do not understand it. I do not understand it. Y'all act like, yo, you artists rappers acting like there's the feds and the police, the hip hop. There's no such thing as hip hop police. Y'all act like that was never a thing, and they still exist. Now they got feds. They got entire departments in the federal and the alphabet. Them alphabet boys got entire departments dedicated to listening to this stuff. And this is why they coming down on so many rappers. There's so many rappers getting RICO and all this. This is why, man. Y'all keep telling on yourselves. That's all you're doing is telling on yourselves.
Out that Jam, I gave him 50. Ain't gotta ask again. He was catching murders way back then. That's when the max was in. This is a throwback story post of
the song's
Lil
dope,
Durk
I ain't gonna hold you.
Jam, where you at, bitch? And apparently Durk gave OTF Jam $50,000 in cash after he came home.
That's a lot more than 50.
Blood, like shake. Real family though. You got that? Real members only. Get out that Jam, I give him 50. He ain't gotta ask again, bro. Fact. I love both of them.
You love him so much, he gonna send your ass to jail. Look at that.
Way back when the max was in. I mean, this is like back in the day. So he's basically alleging that OTF Jam is an old hitter, been a hitter. Jam said he loved Durk for giving him 50K when he got out. Well, we're gonna see how much he loves Durk inside of this federal courtroom, because now apparently he's gonna testify and say it all.
But obviously, you know, in that song, he talks about, you know, Jam got out that Jam, I gave him 50,000, he ain't got to ask again. Well, they're basically saying that Jam is going to testify and cooperate and say that that 50,000 that Durk gave him, that he rapped about him back again, which, bear in mind, was made before King Von even died. But Jam is going to testify and say that he believes that he was given that money basically as like, you know, as a show of loyalty to basically kind of get, you know, some kind of like future. It's basically not like a prepayment, but basically like on the hopes that in future he might be able to do things for him. He might be able to slide for him. Now, what's crazy is that he's allegedly gonna testify.
A recruiting fee. That's basically what it is. It's almost like a like a down payment. You know what I mean? It's basically what it is. Like, yo, here's this for now, but you know when the time comes, I'm gonna need you, and I got some more for you when the time comes. That's basically what it is.
But actually, when they were filming a music video,
putting a gangster on layaway. That's basically what it is. You putting a hitter on layaway. That's basically what he did.
At some point, okay, this is absolutely crazy. At some point, all right, Durk and a bunch of the other members apparently confronted Jam in a bathroom. They took him into the bathroom, which is super weird, and they apparently confronted him, and they basically said, "You moving too hot. You're gonna get us jammed up. You got to be more careful about committing murders, and you're going to get the feds on us." Now, apparently, that wasn't talking about the Pab murder. Apparently, there's other murders, and it sounds like he's actually going to admit to the feds that he was doing all kinds of murders that haven't even been prosecuted by the sounds of it. Not even...
Yo, so just to put it in perspective real quick. Yo, the feds want Lil Durk so bad that they willing to give a pass to basically a serial killer. That's basically what it sounds like this dude is. It sounds like he's a serial killer. Like, he's got so many bodies. He's got so many, like, he's done so much dirt. He's ruined so many lives. He's made mothers have to wear black dresses, like, throughout, like, crazy, like a ridiculous amount of times. They willing to overlook the bodies of a serial killer just to get Lil Durk. To make sure they send him up the river. To make sure that they send a message to the hip hop and black community. We are coming for you if you mess up. That's the message. Like, we're coming for you. We're gonna come for you. We don't care who we have to make a deal with. We don't care what we have to overlook. When we want you, when we got our eyes set on you, we are coming for you. Lil Durk, you are cooked. I personally think he should try to cop a plea. I personally think he should plead out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe try to just listen, get 15, 20 flat. He's still, you know, he's still young. Come home. You got a few dollars. You still got some paper. You know, come home to more money. You got to, like, I personally, but, you know, y'all let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You think he should plead out, or you think he should keep going all the way to trial?
to this murder, and that he was basically a top hitter in OTF and for the Black Disciples, and that it was really that serious, and Jam was doing all that. So Jam's name came up a couple times.
Now, Trench's News, love him or hate him, from what I remember, it came out that he was like a paid informant from Chicago, and he was really around a lot of people, you know, famous people in the drill music scene. But he's saying FBG Cash was shot and killed for Lil Durk by OTF Jam, which is crazy, because that means the same person testifying against Durk was literally the same one that took out Cash, and then Durk literally put it in a song. And this is the thing about these killer snitches, right? Is just because they're snitching, it doesn't mean they're not a killer. OTF Jam, the alleged informant in Chicago rapper Lil Durk's murder for hire case, is out of jail on house arrest and daring anyone to come try him.
Wow.
Now, this is a story post that he put to his own Instagram, dropping an address.
College kid.
And he would say 30 this for, and anybody else that feel like they like that, I'm doing something Sammy the Bull didn't do. I'm dropping my own location, fresh out on house arrest. I'm trying to see who trying to get it in blood. It was a whole lot of woofing when I was in jail. Now it's time to show and prove. Now,
so wait a minute. So he basically, sounds to me like he's basically, he's not hiding the fact he getting ready, he gonna snitch. That's the Sammy the Bull comparison. I said Sammy the Bull and John Gotti in the beginning of this video. That's what this situation sounds like to me. Like, damn. So in this scenario, Lil Durk would be John Gotti, and OTF Jam would be Sammy the Bull. Okay.
anyone that doesn't know, Sammy the Bull was basically John Gotti's hitman. He caught like 17 or 19 murders, snitched on John Gotti,
I thought it was 22.
Barely did any time for any of the murders, right?
I thought it was 22.
Jam is comparing himself to Sammy the Bull. It's crazy because we got some people from Chicago speaking out. 600 Breezy, I know Jam. If he was going to snitch, he would have snitched a long time ago.
The first there was like OTF Jam, and then you stopped hearing his name.
I know Jam personally.
Oh, really?
Like,
okay.
Personally. So, my mom's side, that St. Life Evans, St. Lawrence, all that shit, Evans Mob, his squad, all that shit like that. Where Jam is from, he would be considered my op, but he not because of my other people type shit, because he's from 79 from Vernon. Jam, I don't think Jam. If Jam was gonna snitch, he'd have been snitched on a lot of shit a long time ago. Jam's done a lot of time in jail. Like Jam, real nigga. Like I tip my hat to him. I ain't never seen Jam do no bitch ass shit. So when they started saying his name, I was the first nigga probably like, I don't believe that. I gotta see proof.
Another one. This is how I know Jam didn't snitch on Lil Durk. I don't believe it 100%.
Attention to him. Jam ain't had enough time out of for them to get that type of bond with Jam. So put it on Jam. On Jam was snitch. Have that shit been put out yet? That it was a wire warrant in the case? Have the documents, the black and white, say that someone with a wire?
We have to check pace.com.
You know what? Hold on. They say they got audio recordings, video recordings.
But how you know they'll tell? They will say 100%. They will tell you wiretap.
Let me finish. I don't think they're being actually specific of who and what, but they are saying that they got audio.
But they will tell you 100% that it's wiretap.
Now here's the thing, right? Regardless of anyone's personal opinion,
I'm gonna let him rock real quick, but to that point of he would have snitched a long time ago. Listen, when you young and you know what I mean, you out there wilding and everything, you know, you in your late teens, early 20s, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You the toughest dude in the world. Listen, you could do 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? Like that some dudes like they like that, like, you know what I mean? But then when you get into your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, and you know what I mean, you still going in and out of jail, and you looking at, you know, 20, 30, 40 years, basically a life sentence. That changes everything. The age that you catching these charges, that determines a lot. So when you young catching charges, yeah, dudes just say, you know, a lot of dudes will stand up and do that time with their chest sticking out, no problem. You get up in your 40s and 50s and you looking at a 20, 30, 40 year stretch, that changes things.
Jam might have been a stone cold killer. No one thought he was gonna snitch, whatever. They're saying in court they've identified him as the prosecutor's witness #1, and he's gonna testify. And the thing is this,
I'm telling you, I know
Jam
ages
sat
played a
down
lot
with
into
the feds, right? And he's talking to the feds, and he's gonna give them information, and he's gonna be talking about all of these things. I've never been in any federal situation, knock on wood, I don't ever want to. But from what I understand,
I'm with you.
he can't just tell about this. He has to tell about everything. Now, this is Gene Borello. He was an associate of, I believe, the Bonanno crime family, the mafia. And he cooperated, went against them. But he's going to break down how when you snitch, when you cooperate with the federal fucking government, you can't just tell on one thing. Because they're talking about a different mob guy in this video. And he's saying you can't just snitch on that. You have to tell them every single fucking crime you've ever committed. So when they give you a pass, the pass is for every single crime you've ever committed. But if you didn't tell them something and it isn't documented, that's gonna fuck you.
No, but the thing with this is, and you know, like I said,
he sounds like he talks.
I'm fair.
He talks like a rat, like he does like cartoon voiceover work for a rat. He talks like a damn.
For real, you can't sit with the government and just cooperate on that, especially when he has all that stuff in his past. So like when you sit down with them, they're not worried about you cooperating against those guys. They're gonna want also mafia stuff. So if he did sit with the government, with the agents, he's gonna have to tell them everything he's done in his life. That's just part of the deal. So he has to admit to everything he's done. They're not gonna just let you sit there and talk about whatever he's saying. They're gonna ask for everything you've done since you're 5 years old. That's the way it works. So when you do agree to a proffer, you have to admit to everything you've ever done in your life. That's the only thing where that's getting mixed up, you know?
So from my understanding, Jam is gonna have to sit down, or probably already has sat down with the feds and explain to them every single murder he's committed.
Damn.
And so he can't just be like, oh, Durk this, Durk that. No, he has to explain everything he's done, which is gonna more so prove how dangerous he is. And then he's gonna drop, yeah, this is why Durk was shouting me out. This is why Durk gave me money. This is what.
Okay, real quick. How I know it's hard to determine unless you know him personally, but just say, let's just say, let's do ranges. So, more than 10 bodies, more than 20 bodies. I'm gonna go out there on the limb and say somewhere between 20 and 25 bodies. I'm gonna say between. So, what do you guys think? 25, 30 bodies, 10 to 15 bodies, 15 to 20. Leave which one. How many bodies you think it is? Because we'll find out at some point. We are going to find out.
Now, it also came up in court. The feds revealed Lil Durk was mad at 6ix9ine and Whack 100 for trolling him about not sliding for Vaughn. And the interview was a major motivation for him to really slide.
You can't be
Federal
serious.
prosecutors brought up the 6ix9ine and Whack 100 interview during Lil Durk's court hearing, arguing that their viral slide for Vaughn trolling negatively affected Durk's mindset and contributed to his alleged motivation to slide for Vaughn.
Nigga that put in 10 butts in King Vaughn and he out there by himself. Why nobody slid for that? Yo, y'all want this crash out? Y'all want no.
Hold on. I discovered King Von.
No,
when
I don't
King
want to
Von
talk about
died.
King Von. Why don't know?
Now I feel like, of course.
Hold on. I'm gonna let him rock. Yo, you mean to tell me Durk decided to do all this? He basically said because he wanted to prove 6ix9ine wrong. He let 6ix9ine, he let a known, a certified, self-prescribed snitch, a self-prescribed rat, trick him out of his, talk him into doing something stupid, throwing his life away. You let a rat, are you serious? Nah, come on, fam. Nah, dude. Nah, oh man.
Let's throw that in there, right? 6ix9ine is the king of trolls. So it's like,
you bugged out with this one, dude.
Be like, oh, you know, this pushed him even further in that direction because he didn't like the internet saying this and that, da da da. I mean, yeah, people were trolling. It was happening. And maybe it did have an effect on his mentality, you know? Just like we saw with the DJ Academics interview with Durk, he was like, yeah, I don't see people saying that shit anymore. Do you see that? And Dak was like, nah, it slowed down. So it's like,
you know
now,
why?
Not only do we have OTF Jam being a snitch, we have new documents showing that OTF Vonnie allegedly identified as protective witness number 2 in Lil Durk's case. And I mean,
they lining up
that these 2 guys were the alleged snitches, and
they lining up.
It wasn't necessarily confirmed, but these were the big rumors, and now it's 100% confirmed. And
I can imagine just like, you know, the amount of snitches, like, as they said, it was like what, like somewhere up to upwards of 35 people that's going to testify against him or something like that. Yo, I'm just imagining just standing outside that courtroom, and yo, the line to get into the courtroom is probably gonna look like some shit in the club, like at the club. Yo, man, like, yo, seriously, like, yo, just and half the people alive gonna be snitches, just waiting in line. Yo, they gonna send us. Yo, brother, just cop a plea. Yo, plead out, man. Come home in 2015, 20, hopefully, and start your life over, man.
This is the proof here. Video depicting Banks, Vaughn, and PW2 purchasing jewelry. This was Vaughn, Durk, and Vonnie inside an icebox. So we got Durk shopping. We got Vonnie ass right there.
They look like kids, too.
We got Vaughn to the left. And what's crazy is if Vaughn knew he was a rap, Vaughn probably would have killed him himself.
Absolutely.
I don't even think Vaughn would have sent anybody. I think Vaughn would have did it himself.
Absolutely.
To be honest,
I believe that, too.
This video's got 6.7 million views.
These dudes are psychopaths.
From 7 years ago, and nobody would have known that years later, Vaughn would be dead.
These dudes are serial killers.
Next to the man that's going to testify against him.
They serial killers.
This is the cold reality of, you know, really crime. Vonnie could have told in anything. It could have been a robbery. It could have been anything. And Vonnie had a lot of participation in this case. You know, allegedly, according to the paperwork, Vonnie was the main one setting everything up. He was acting like the face for Durk. So, of course, he's going to be like, nah, Durk did all this. Durk was behind this. He ain't trying to spend forever in federal prison. And for him to even have a chance at coming home, he has to make sure that Durk spends forever in federal prison. But
if you don't want to spend forever in federal prison, what the hell you going around? Why you allow yourself to become a serial killer? Why would you volunteer to sign up for gang life? It comes with the territory. You volunteer to get jumped into a gang or whatever the process is. You become a gang member, a gangbanger. Jail or death is in the cards. Prison or death is definite. It's one of the two, or even sometimes both. But at some point, you have to expect as a gang member, a gangbanger, you're going to be in police custody. So like when you leave, like when you walk out the door every day, whether you're going to the store, whether you're going to see a girlfriend, whether you're going to work, whatever you're going to do, you have to tell yourself, you have to remind yourself, like, yo, because of my lifestyle, this might be the last time I walk out of my crib. This might be the last time I see my girlfriend. This might be the last time I see my kids, my wife. You know what I'm saying? Without a glass or without a CO or police standing next to me, or the last time period I may never see them again. The next time they see me, I may be laying in a casket. You have to be mindful of these things. And when one of these things happens, because it happens, don't be surprised. And my thing is, look, if you're not ready for the consequences, that's all I'm saying. Don't sign up for it. If you're not ready to spend 10, 20, 30, 40 years life, death row in prison, if you're not ready for a casket at an early age, don't sign up for it. Do not sign. Like those are the most likely outcomes when it comes to gang culture, when it comes to the gang life. Those are the most likely death or long prison sentence at some point. What is up with this self-snitching? Like, did social media really ruin y'all brains that damn bad? It really pressures y'all that much. You allow social media to pressure you into the point now you're sitting in a cage and possibly for the rest of your life. millions, tens of millions and millions of dollars down the drain. Your family down the drain. Your wife down. Your wife is gonna be laid up with the next dude at some point. That India chick, she's gonna be, if she's not already. Like, understand, like, what was it all worth it? That's what I want to know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know. Like, I would love to ask him. Like, do you feel good about what you do? Like, when you're about the situation, do you feel like it was all worth it? I would just love to hear his answer. I would hope that the answer would be no. There would be some regret, but I could see some folks being like, yeah, I don't care about none of this shit. I'm tough. I'll stand down, I don't fuck about none of this. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Have at it smelling the next man's ass and farts and, you know what I mean, for the next umpteen 30, 40, 50 years. And especially when you young, you in your 20s, your 30s, and you fixing to sit in a prison cell for 40, 50, 60 years. Yo, listen. Wasn't that Pooh Shiesty? Same thing. Yo, I'm gonna do a video on Pooh Shiesty again at some point, but yo, same thing. Damn, Lil Durk, like, you was a talented dude, man. Real talented, man. Like, I didn't mess with all of your music. Like, I don't really mess with anybody's music, but I did mess with some of your joints, man. Like, yo, you was a talented dude, man. Like, damn, fam. This self-destruction, these self-inflicted wounds, man. You did this to yourself, man. You allowed yourself to get tricked out of your position, man. You let social media pressure you into doing something stupid, throwing your life away, man. And instead of being a leader, instead of being a man, instead of being like, you know what, man, live and let live. I'm on top of the world. Let me go about my business. You just had to get tricked out your spot, man. 6'9" of all people, 6'9". So social media, YouTube, Instagram. You let these folks trick you out your spot as if you ain't got nothing to lose. I really hope it works out for the brother. You really think 6'9" had any kind of influence on that decision? You guys leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's get these sub numbers up. J King the One. I will see you guys on the next round of Crazy One.